That's right.
And they had a way, and the more people you send, they will pay you, but they won't pay for nothing.
That's right.
So that is the idea how they live with you, and how do we optimize on the communication. And how do you record it so that other people who want to get it have a chance to draw from the evening. So that's the project they want, which is that documenting conversations. Because we assume that the rich have wisdom, that money gives you wisdom. But we have seen many people with money who are fools.
Educated fools.
I just forgot it.
And there's nothing to say except talk about their money. Then you've seen people with no money, but they have wisdom. So how do you identify who's got wisdom? Just by looking at them. So wisdom is shared. So knowledge itself can be wisdom. But somebody has to manage it and archive it and be able to give it like Jesus gave for free. I mean, to write the Bible and talk about one man and he has agents of the same man, same experience. That's bigger than money. And we don't have many people whose stories are written. So if you were to look at Africa and say, where do we get this inventory of these wise people? You may find that is in darkness. Like he's a celebrity, he's a prince. But where do you get that inventory? Where young people can tap into it. We talk about Mandela, Winnie Mandela, and all these people, they shared a moment with him. But he may not have any space. But in Houston, he can come and talk about just the idea of the shit.
Yes.
And why Mandela did not wear suits.
Yeah.
And he wore those shirts.
Yeah, they want to wear that bow tie.
Yeah.
So I can't
But
sing.
that's right. But he can tell you what conversation they had and being able to design a shirt that would speak to Mandela at that time.
And I tell you, one of the things, I mean, speaking to that, and we have this whole, I wish we could have, and it can still happen because we managed to introduce something in the States. One of the things that I love about Houston, Texas, it's certainly different from the East Coast of the States.
Yeah.
I mean, they say I talk funny and I don't look like them and act like them and all that. So one lady even said to this, she says, "You're not from Texas." No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I've accepted and received that, but I live here. For crying out loud. But one of the things I enjoy about them is they have an entrepreneurial spirit.
That's right.
You can set up a shack on the corner and start selling something, and people will come. The next thing you know it.
That's right.
They are the most entrepreneurial city that I have seen, and I've lived in several in the States. And
That's why you many Nigerians.
yes.
Why what?
There are many Nigerians.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I am really, I'm really learning that. It's not like you just come and it just happens just like that, but I'm always so impressed when I see the number of small businesses, and they are employing, quite a few people. And I mean, really, entrepreneurs is what's going to keep stimulating the economy, I believe, in the U.S. Because larger corporations, they are doing part-time workers and things of that nature. They want to pay benefits. health benefits, but it's the small companies that's gonna make this engine turn. But we were I had a question. I wanted to hear your thoughts about free education because I've been hearing a lot about that in the protests and the like. Do you think it should be free?
Well, my thoughts, I shouldn't. But the thing is, with the students that are advocating for it, it's mostly about, the past episode, past video, and the fact that the blacks were excluded from getting education, and you find that the students that are going in now, they speak of their parents being in poverty and not actually able to get into university. And so now the idea of the whole free education is that, like normally when you go to university, the next year you won't be able to go if you don't pay the fees. And you find that most black students, they're not able to sustain themselves because there's only so much that you can do, and with the government, or the government fund that they have in place for the NASMAs, it's sort of like a loan that you get to go to school and then you start working to pay it back. But then I think recently they haven't been able to take any more students because those that got previously were not paying back, so they refunded it. So it's a whole lot of, like trying to get more black students into university. And to get, because education is the power, like Congress and she was saying that we need to get it. But then for me, it's also I thought like what she was saying, that, with the education, it's a service. They provide the service, and for it to be quality service, we have to be able to pay for it, and we have to be able to, our parents have to be able to make sure that we get quality education. Because when we look at government schools, in South Africa, learning, they do learn, but then it's not quality education. We have colleges here where they're private, and they pay fees that are even more than university. I know, like, the high school that I went to, like, currently the fees are like 60,000 naira. And for, like, what I think with the whole, like, free education, like she was saying that, those that will have to pay, it will go back to the people that are working, to go back to taxes, because the government is not a company that is generating income. They get their money from tax, they get their money from taxing companies, and probably some of the things like that. So basically free education is not the way, but then there isn't a platform where we get to educate other students like myself about it. Because you find that the majority are the ones that are fighting for education. Our university has been closed for like 3 weeks. When learning some tests we couldn't write, so there was violence, and there were a lot of issues arising. And the people that genuinely do believe that free education is their right, and it's in the constitution, it's their right, and they have to fight for it and they have to get it. But then in the long run, they might not see how that is detrimental to the country as a whole. So if we have a platform, we're calling it the master class, where we have people that can teach, trying to mobilize more youth to come in so that they can also be part of generating the tools, part of learning, part of also being involved. Because sometimes we talk of the youth like it's so far away, but then the youth are like, we are here, we're like, right here, we're interested in talking, interested in learning, interested in, like, growing and
And I tell you, and I also, let me just put a caveat on this in terms of when I talk about free education and what you're talking about here in South Africa about free education, I think it's certainly, different in terms of, some of the perspective, because to some extent, some of the students in the U.S. with the grants and things of that nature that come from the federal government that they don't have to pay for, that they qualify for because of their parents' income, household incomes, which would be low, then, the education is free, and then, or a certain percent, if you will. And then they maximize that by saying, okay, or subsidize, I should say, like tuition maybe, all right, big deal. And you may get 20% that you may have to take out in a loan, because 80% may be covered by a grant. So in some respects, it's a subsidy that they give that I think should be given, especially based on income. Then we of course have scholarship programs that's based on, could be based, that you get based on income and academics. And so when we look at it from that respect, you know, I've seen students that they have not had to pay any money because they got a combination of grants from the government and they got the scholarships. So in that respect, it is it can be free. But I sympathize and empathize with exactly what you're saying with some of the students here, because it's, you know, it's a part of the Constitution to do so. And if it's a part of the Constitution, yeah, why can't we just do it? You know, but when let me make sure I clarify, when I talk about free, my perspective is a little bit different because I'm coming from a U.S. perspective. And I look at the different programs, but you've got something that's a constitution, right? We're arguing.
No,
because
there is no right.
There's no right.
It's not constitutional.
No, it's not a constitution.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, well, I'm
Well,
thinking.
It was part of the Freedom Charter. It was just the decade.
No, it says that like it's part like they have a right to education.
Yeah,
And so they are arguing that
No,
they're not
it's in
able
terms of
to.
discrimination.
but
Yes,
no.
and
Yes,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
right.
Because
Yeah.
of their history,
It's
they're
based on
not
our
able
history.
to. They're not
But
able
there is
to.
nothing in the Constitution
That
which
says-
says
that says you have to
go
do.
to give the food.
Yeah, and you know what
And you
comes
can't
with rights? It's responsibilities.
We can't
So
afford
as a
it.
human being, you have to come with like have a right, but what are you responsible for this right? What are you doing with that?
So I
Are you
think
using
maybe
the right? Are you using to your advantage, or are you making it better for your country?
And we cannot
And
afford
if you
it.
count and you want free education right now, how is it going to help the country?
Yes.
How is it going to help you as a
Or
person?
do you go back, like, for example, one of the things that we used to do in the States, and I think it's still good, is if you were going to teach in the public schools, then your tuition
Yeah.
was free. That's, you know, but you had to teach, so that's that give back, if you will.
It's like giving the community.
That's right. And so I had one of my older sisters, you know, took advantage of that program, but she had to teach in inner city school. And she had to do it for X number of years.
Yeah.
She stayed. I mean, they tried to recruit her at various,
Wow.
well, they want to take her to some of these private parochial schools. She's an excellent teacher.
Oh, yeah.
But she refuses because she said, there are the kids in the inner cities that need me.
Yeah.
I could go get an easier job, you know, with, you know, so to speak, well-behaved kids and all of the amenities that a private school would offer. But she said, I would not be giving back to my community. So she stayed even after they paid for her tuition, you know.
Honestly, like it's an individual decision.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do it. Depends on your background as a person. And you feel like, because I went through this phase, I feel like I need to give it to my community. Not everybody's gonna feel like that.
No, not everybody will feel like that. And some of the people stay and did their 2 or 3 years, and then they may have
Got
moved
tired.
to another.
Like you do it for like 1 year, 2 years.
Sure.
Fine.
I think
So we thank you so much for your help. Answer a lot of
it's
questions.
not a free.
So we can then find out.
We hijacked you.
Yeah, we did.
Now you're talking about free education.
Yeah, now we got free education, we got real
Can we just do it for me?
because, you know, my husband could give you an opinion on it, and it would be an expert opinion.
Yeah, can we all have food?
Maybe
Enjoy the food, yeah.
quickly introduce yourself, and then we just go one by one. No dialogue.
No questions, guys. No questions. I have a list.
I was just looking at her.
Program director.
It's just like, yeah.
Ah, she'll come back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like I'm taking a list of questions to go. So you
You
can.
can again, the same email.
Well, now we have to eat. We drunk. Hello.
Okay, just
Yeah, she needs someone.
Who else?
Hello. No more questions.
I really wish
No
I
more
would meet
questions.
my daughter and her friends.
If you have a question, can you fill this paper out?
My name is Yusuf. I just need to say something. Hi guys, my name is Ulu. I made your food today. I'd like to tell you guys what you guys have on your table right now, including what you have for starters.
He's the chef.
Okay, yes. So initially for starters, you guys had a honey and mustard prosciutto that had some cottage cheese and then some ribeye steak with some fried broccoli on that. And then your main course right now is a herbed mashed potato, which comes with your green beans that have a mustard and garlic jus in it, and then it's got some roasted nuts. And then with that is a chicken breast, which is wrapped in bacon. Apologize, I ran out of eggs. Some of them do have egg inside, some of them do not. And the eggs will see less than they are right now because I tried to poach them and then our oven is broken, so I just do it with the rice pan. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the food, and yeah, thank you very much.
You just finished.
Pardon?
You just finished your question.
I'm done.
You're done.
Yes.
So now we can say something.
Yes, you can go for it. I haven't had a taste, I'm not going to taste the kitchen now. Thank you guys, enjoy.
Thank you. No more questions.
That just means I have to come back.
Okay, just introduce yourself as good.
Okay.
Oh,
Good evening,
Don't ask
everyone.
me
My
questions.
name is Kina Zamhawi. I studied international relations. I did international relations and I'm currently working for the Department of International Relations.
Yeah, what?
I'm working for the Department of International Relations.
Secretary of State.
Yes, I was, yes, Jericho.
What do you do there?
I work with the US desk. Specifically with the US desk, yeah. US desk.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So you're the right person.
It's such a small world.
she is.
Huh?
She is all the time.
So how can you make Texas the one?
I actually I've been in conversation with Matthew Shayla.
Have you been talking to Matt?
I was coordinating your visit, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
with
we should have
Mayor
tied, yeah, we should have tied this in.
Yes.
This is just amazing.
I was just telling Stan that now it makes sense. I saw you at DTI and DST.
Did you?
I was in that meeting with the US delegation with Mayor Turner. So
Wow.
I've been in conversation as well because we had a meeting in Sun City.
Yes.
Yes, and how did that go?
Well, and that was in San,
In Northwest with the mayor of Mafikeng and
yeah, and that's over by, the Sun City.
Yes.
Well, the premier was also
Yes.
supposed to, so.
the premier I just don't know whether he couldn't make it as far as I know, but he delegated officials.
Yes,
From
and
the-
that went well. It was a dinner.
Great.
But it was, it was her, and you didn't want to overwhelm the one lady that was there, so that didn't go
Yeah.
well to meet her. So that is amazing, so thank you, so there's the connection.
The whole team.
Yeah, the whole
Not just
team.
me. Yeah.
Rostam.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm enjoying food. My name is Stanley, known as DJ Wildfire. I'm with 1873 FM. I'm also an IT technician, stroke programmer. I do a show called The Boiling Point, where we try and take issues that we tackle on the private square and bring them to the public square, which airs on 1873 FM every weekday, Monday to Friday, from 11 hours Central African time to 12 noon. Right. So basically, we try and look at the story behind the story. There is a headline. We try, by all means, to go behind the headline and really find the gist of the story. Right. I'm still a student when it comes to journalism. Thanks to Mr. Mawere, I'm learning a lot through the master classes that we do have on our shows. And yeah, in a nutshell, that's standing. Okay, it's you.
It's you.
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
Oh, program director.
I'm the programs manager right now. I'm kidding. My name is McDonald, and I host a show called The Hangout Sport, where the coolest kids hang. Yeah. So basically, when you listen to my show on Saturdays, you automatically become a cool kid. So my show is on.
I was on there.
So my show is. He was part of the show. So yeah, he's a cool kid. So if you have never listened to my show, consider yourself uncool. Yeah.
and so can I get it on the web or
Yes. Definitely, all the time, every day, everywhere.
everywhere? So,
Houston.
so we're gonna do something from the US.
You can listen
Right
to
in,
me.
and I want to talk on it.
No,
You can.
what I was saying to Sita, at night, during the day,
That's on my show.
no, you can have conversation with Stephanie just for 15 or 30 minutes,
Yes.
just to give you an idea of what's happening in the States.
Yeah.
So you hear a voice from there. So it's part of the bridge. Because our biggest problem is constitutionalism.
Okay.
We don't know what it takes to build a country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Americans, some of them who come to America, they actually don't know that the founding fathers were hustlers.
So,
And they were,
entrepreneurs.
but they were thinkers.
Yeah, for an example.
And they left a record. So the idea is if you have time just to understand, for people to understand institutions. Like here, she is now the interim president. Because,
My husband
yeah.
is the interim. Wow, you got that. Wow. This is media, right? Yeah, so my husband was pretty amazing, you know, as I was saying, the interim president, but it's so, because we got the word all here.
Just,
And there is a partnership already with Johannesburg in South Africa, I should say.
are you listening to what she's saying? Hello? Hello, are you listening?
Yeah. So
Hello?
there's a partnership between Jackson State, where my husband is the interim president, and Johannesburg. So there's an opportunity to have an exchange with the students and
That's
the
right.
like. And
So those who want to go to the States,
yeah,
you got a bridge.
yeah, you got a bridge. I mean,
She is the best bridge you can get to get into the US system. And there are many South Africans.
Educational system or
No, she first DC, her husband was a
Secretary.
Secretary for Education for a president who actually loved Africa more than George Bush, did more for Africa than any other president
Yes.
known in the US.
Yeah.
So he
You
was,
gotta give them credit.
he was more practical.
Was it because his father was from Africa?
Huh?
Is it because his father is from Africa?
No, George Bush.
Republicans actually.
Yeah, George Bush.
George Bush.
George Bush has done more for Africa, and even Obama will say that his father is from Africa. But George Bush, that history shows so far. that he has done more for South Africa. And he's, you know, we've got this two-party system in the States, the Democrats and the Republicans. And they kind of like don't quite, you know, get along. But I call it low-level politics because at the top they really do.
Yeah.
It's low-level partisanship when we start, oh, the Democrats, you know, really, okay. But George Bush and his library in Dallas is just amazing, and some of the stuff that he's done for Africa.
So I think the more organized you are, even if you're ready to get quality conversations that are to the point, if you want different perspectives, there are many, not just here, there are many in America who may have a different way of looking at the same issue, but from a different perspective. So it is managing those perspectives. Then you formulate your own.
That's right.
But you need to hear even the things you don't want to hear. We tend to listen to ourselves.
Right.
So that's and the next one.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, do you do any like advertising?
No, introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm Keegan.
I'll take a question too.
There are
Sorry.
only one who is queer.
I can take a joke.
And y'all gotta send me a wave back. I'm telling you, I love it. It's like in my head.
Do you love the song?
The spinning plate song, because that's
And
me,
let me
you
tell
know?
you this, and
Yes.
you know, and I don't know what can happen with this, but I'm just gonna throw this out there because I'm just it's exciting. But Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, they're my guests on November the 19th at an event. Well, my husband is being honored, so why can't we can I talk to him about doing this and?
No, what I did was with Bush, we went to Jay-Z.
Yes, okay.
We met Jay-Z
Yeah,
and Beyonce.
have they ever been here?
A lot of times.
A couple times?
Yeah. Beyonce was here, so she said, no, I would love to come to South Africa again because she loves the country.
Yeah.
So she then said, if it's a show, then it's managed by the manager.
Yes.
But the reason we are involved with this guy is because of the project we started. It's called hashtag All Lives Matter,
Yeah.
All that.
not Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
So we are producing 12 songs. And those songs will be a tribute to Butch Lewis and also Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Now,
So they've done 2 so far.
let me say this though, and I want to get, because this is.
We need to talk.
But you know, this is the other thing, and of course you guys know, I'm loving this dialogue, and I certainly don't claim to know and have all the answers, but I can certainly research and liaison and connect us to the right people. We can figure out how we do that.
Yeah.
But you know, when they talk about Black Lives Matter in the States, you know, it's a very sensitive issue, and because it's around what has been happening to Black people. And this one guy said to me one day, and I love it, so I'll share this analogy, and it hit home for me. He says, if there's, if you're driving down the street and there are thousands of houses,
Yeah.
and one house is on fire, do you just spray water on all of the thousands of houses before you get to the one house that's on fire? Or do you go and spray the water
Specific
on
house.
right? And he said, in the specific issue that's happening within the Black community is where the water needs to be sprayed, and that's why we're calling it Black Lives Matter. And so, and I heard that because, you know, when I deal with, you know, a lot of European white people, how do you call them? And they go, well, all lives matter. And they
Because we're doing it sensitive. Because we're saying loss of life.
Right, we're talking about the, right.
Needlessly.
That's exactly right.
It doesn't matter. Life is life.
Life is life.
You can't buy it.
That's right.
So it can't be traded. So wherever you loss of life and someone has the power, which is public power, and uses it
Yes.
to reduce or to limit or to eliminate life, then that must be condemned.
That's right. That's exactly
The
right.
moment you take one life to be less important than another, or one to be more important than another, then you are already making a statement
That's right.
about the separation of life, which is where we are coming from. So South Africa has got a short history. 23 years ago, the lives were not lives. It was black, white lives.
Yes.
Even addresses were different because of that. So South Africa has got a lot to say. That's what I'm encouraging this guy to say, produce music that speaks not to South Africa only.
Yes. That is, I mean, that is key. And that's your song. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay,
You're
go
excited.
ahead.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
No, so basically what happened was I dropped off a bunch of acoustic panels here in the studio and we met, we started talking. I do have a day job, I do have a 9 to 5, but I've always been playing music my whole life. And yeah, I can produce, I can get a good sound. The guys I've seen, the guys trust me now. I've got a bedroom studio, but you must actually listen to that track on a sound system. It sounds pretty good. So yeah, the track Spinning Plates, that's what I did at my house, in my bedroom, and that's what it is, you know. All Lives Matter, all of that, the album, all of that, but yeah, so far the Spinning Plates is the thing that I've managed to produce, and it's very inspirational. A kid in my complex, I actually dropped him the track, just randomly, and he wrote out all the lyrics and gave it back to me. I've never had that ever happen before from any of my music. So yeah, it's quite cool, and I think everybody enjoys it that's heard it. I don't know if you guys have heard the music or what we're involved in.
I did.
You did hear it, yeah, cool. So yeah, so even, you know, if you want the music or whatever, it's cool. You know.
So she's meeting with Beyonce's father
Yeah, he's
on the 19th of this month.
Okay.
So if